and welcome here to TalkFCB, and welcome back to the channel here today, guys, for a full transfer news roundup, because today we've got to talk about incoming deals. We may be talking still about more than one this summer, but equally as important today, we're also going to be focusing on outgoings as well, money coming into the club as Barca prepare for a big final push in this summer transfer window. It is all on the way, so let's do it. But before we do indeed kick off, guys, I want to alert you to a new card drop here, because we have Pau Victor's rookie card. This is the first ever card that he's had, and of course it comes after his stunning brace against Real Madrid in El Clasico in the United States. And again, same situation here as the Yamal cards, guys. This is not a sponsorship on the channel. I'm going to be buying up a lot of these cards myself, and then my aim is if you want one, I can sell it to you for less than you would have paid. And certainly if you've already bought Yamal cards, it's easy there to just add it to the order. So please do contact me over at TalkFCB Cards on Instagram if you want to add Pau Victor's rookie to your collection. But let's kick off here by talking about a former Barcelona player, Jean-Claire Todibo, because that could actually have quite a big effect for Barca here in the transfer window, because West Ham have come from nowhere to beat Juve at the very last minute here to sign Todibo this summer. He will join them actually on a loan deal with an obligation to buy that's worth 40 million euros for Nice. Now, what's important from a Barca point of view in this deal is that we still have a nice chunky sell-on clause in that deal. 20% of that money is expected to become ours there. That's one of the clauses that we inserted into the sale in 2021 to Nice. So that's a potential there of 8 million euros to come from that Todibo sale, which might come, of course, next summer, given that originally it's going to be a loan deal at first with an obligation later. But Barca will get millions coming in, and as always, that is vital, and there could be more money on the way for us as well, because let's talk here about Julian Araujo's situation, the right back there, who is in advanced talks right now to potentially join Bournemouth this summer. Barca there are talking about a permanent deal for Julian Araujo for a fee of around 10 million euros this summer. Now that is 6 million more than we paid to sign him back in 2023, so quite a quick turnover there. Barca would be making a profit on the deal, but I've got to say, 10 million euros to a Premier League club off the back of what was a really strong season for Julian Araujo at Las Palmas in La Liga, only 22 years old. For me, I'd say that's a bit on the cheap side. I would say there that 10 million is not a big amount of money, because just to give you some context here, Bournemouth are about to receive 60 million for Dominic Solanke, who's going to Tottenham this summer. They are not short on cash, clearly. 10 million is a little bit low in my mind. Now, Barca, though, do want to include a sell-on clause in this deal, and it depends, I guess, on what kind of sell-on clause we're talking about. If it's a big percentage, then maybe you could understand the fee being a bit lower, because that seems to be Barca's chosen route over the past few years. Just like Todibo that we've just spoken about there, you opt for that smaller fee at the time, but a big sell-on clause being inserted. And hey, maybe that's because Barca actually have more faith in other clubs selling for big amounts rather than us doing it at the time. We have more faith in other clubs to bring in the big money further down the line than we are able to do ourselves by selling, I guess. But let's see what happens with Julian Araujo, because the plan from the club, by the way, seems to still be João Cancelo. That's what we're hearing in the media. Fabrizio Romano continues to say that Barca are very keen on signing Cancelo still. They're working on that deal with Man City. There is no agreement yet. This is one that's been going on now for several weeks. Man City do not want to loan out Cancelo again without any guaranteed money. But again, what kind of sum are we going to be talking about on that permanent deal? Is it going to be 20 million, 25 million, 30 million euros for João Cancelo? Again, we're getting a bit high there in my opinion. But what potentially would you make of that there? Say we did hypothetically sell Julian Araujo for 10 million euros this summer. Would you be happy to replace him at right back with Cancelo on a permanent deal for say double the price or maybe more than double to sign the experienced Portuguese defender. I also want to talk to you today, guys, just quickly about Ilkay Gundogan, because there have been plenty of reports this summer about his future at Barça, and they have continued definitely over the past few days. The players were actually given a few days off by Hansi Flick. Gundogan went on a trip there to Turkey. Some wondered whether that could be a transfer-related trip, which appears not to be the case, because Gundogan actually spoke with the Turkish media. He actually admitted, I might join the Turkish Super League one day, but not this summer. He was very, very firm on that. Not this summer. I am not going to be going anywhere. And of course, Gundogan right now, he turns 34 years old in October. He's entering the final year of his contract at Barça, but there is an option in that deal to extend it by one further year, but only if both the player and the club agree. So big season here at Barça, looks like, for Ilkay Gundogan. Then though, we do move on to a man who has become my arch nemesis on the channel. Clement Lenglet is again up for discussion, because some people may think, well, what is your problem with Lenglet? You know, give the guy a break. Why am I always going on about this man and him leaving the club? Look, it's nothing personal. I don't actually have any real problem with Lenglet as a person, but as a player, we need him gone. And let me just explain the reason behind that again, because the cost of keeping Clement Lenglet in a Barca shirt this season, with his wages and the amortization of his contract combined, the cost to keep him would be 19 million euros for Barca. That is effectively what it would cost over the course of the season. It is huge money in the accounting books, and that is why the guy has to go. No offence, but please exit stage right. And Atletico Madrid, they are still in talks for Lenglet. Barca are certainly looking for offers, hoping there for interest to come in. And Atletico, they are still interested in this deal. And also recently, apparently, Villarreal are another club who are showing some interest in Lenglet. All of these top teams, you know, lovely clubs that you want to go and play for. If you're Lenglet and Atletico come in, or Villarreal come in, you've got to go and play there. You've got to take that chance here. Those are fantastic clubs. So look, let's hope the deal can happen. The clock is counting down, but Barca are expecting to shift Lenglet this summer. But I also want to talk to you guys about Pau Victor, because I think this whole situation really, really interesting. And actually, full credit to Pau Victor for exploding in pre-season, because apparently when Barca actually made the decision this summer to sign Pau Victor permanently there from Girona for just 3 million euros, I think Barca saw it there as an opportunity in the market. And from what we're hearing in the media right now, the actual idea from the club was either to loan him out this season or to actually sell him with the buyback clause, with an option there to bring him back to the club if he impresses. But Barca were not actually planning on having him in and around the first team. And I just think it's amazing to see how he has snatched his opportunity. And it shows what you can do. You know, he's had 1, 2, 3 games there on the USA tour, and he has made his mark. He has shown in that limited amount of time everything that he is capable of. And right now, it's said that he is 100% convinced Hansi Flick. He has surprised everybody at the club. And it's not just about here, the goals that he scored on the tour, you know, the big headline moments that he's had, but I think everything about his game, you know, the versatility that he showed across the front three, the intelligence that he's shown as well in those positions, and the options that I think he can give us in our squad over the course of a season. He's the kind of guy you want around. He's the kind of guy there that can certainly contribute in several different areas. And I think huge credit here to Pau Victor. Players come into Barca, a lot of them don't work out, a lot of them aren't really able to take limited chances there, and of course they get moved on. But Pau Victor, he has arrived. He has shown everything that he's capable of, and he may well have earned his place in Hansi Flick's squad. But indeed, guys, of course, the headline signing this summer so far has to be Dani Olmo. That's the big money signing that Barca have indeed completed. And of course, he was expected to be officially presented at the club earlier on in the week. We actually thought that might have taken place days ago now, but Barca actually cancelled that presentation in the final moments there. There was fears maybe that it could be injury related. You know, Barca have been checking Olmo's shoulder, Olmo's knee. There's been a few fears from past injuries injuries there, but it was nothing at all to do with that. He passed the medical without any problem at all, and today he actually posted an official farewell message to RB Leipzig on social media, confirming there his exit from the club before he actually arrived today at the club's offices to sign his 6-year deal and to make sure that he is indeed a new Barcelona player. And of course then we had customary photos that were taken. Dani Olmo's entourage and family actually came with him. Lots of people there accompanying him to the club's offices, and all of them, by the way, with the number 20 shirt. It seems absolutely certain that Olmo will indeed inherit that shirt from Sergi Roberto, of course. He was the last one to wear it. Olmo will be the number 20. But it's interesting, guys, because there even have been a few rumours, and again, it depends whether or not you want to buy into this, that Olmo's presentation was purposefully delayed in time for the Joan Gamper Trophy, which is going to be on Monday there, but not just because of him, but because Barca have an idea that it's possible in that Gamper match to announce both Olmo and Nico Williams this summer, which would be extraordinary, but is it a reality? Because, okay, on Nico Williams right now, what we do know is that suddenly Joan Laporta, he is leading these negotiations now. Since he's returned from the USA tour, whether he's not really seen enough progress on the deal, whatever the decision may be, he has basically said to Deco, look, I've got this now. I am going to take charge of this deal and make sure that we get Nico Williams. Apparently, their Barca speak with Nico's agent every single day. And we also can't forget, with regards to Laporta here, that the presidential elections, they're not all that far away. 2026, not too far in the distance. And Laporta knows these are vital seasons for him. As the Barcelona president now, he knows that he needs to build a team and have a team here with Hansi Flick that can deliver and can compete now. It is about doing it now and arriving, and I think he sees Nico as the final piece of the jigsaw this summer. And of course, what is really, really interesting, that's what I would say, it's interesting today, Nico Williams has not been called up to Athletic Club's friendly match against Stuttgart in Germany on Saturday. Now that's the fact there, that Nico Williams not in the Athletic Club 23-man squad. He's not going to be involved in that friendly game. Now what does that mean? Because as always in this Nico Williams situation, there's different sides to this. It depends on how you feel inside. It depends on what kind of sensations you have about this deal. Because on the one hand, I would personally say he was back in training on Tuesday. Now the game's on Saturday. That is actually a decent amount of time there. He's been in training pretty much all week. I think that's enough for him to just be on the bench, for example, to be part of that squad, to travel with the team there to Germany. I don't really think it's a case here of saying, well, oh, Nico's only just come back. He came back on Tuesday. The match is on Saturday. That is enough time there to be involved in some part of this game if Athletic and Nico wanted that to happen. Now he's not there. So what does that tell us? Now there will be other people though that say, look, they're just resting him here. They're not going to overdo things too early. He's going to stay behind in Bilbao. He's going to be training individually there just to build the fitness back up. And look, that may be the case. But all that we have right now is that Athletic have a game, they have a friendly, Nico has been in training, he's not there. He is not part of that squad, he is nowhere near their team. So what's going to happen from here? What exactly is going to happen from here? In these coming days, I always felt as though by the end of this week, we will know one way or the other. It's Friday now. The weekend is massive for this deal, especially ahead of the Gamper as well. Let's just wait and see what happens. Let's get ourselves ready. Let's prepare ourselves. Whether something will happen or not, we do not know. But again, guys, I want to know your thoughts in the comments down below here. Nico left out of that Athletic Club squad for their pre-season friendly on Saturday. Is that simply a coincidence? Is it simply about here Nico not quite being ready to play? Or do you believe there's more to this? Let me know all of those thoughts down below. I will catch you soon with all of the latest updates. Thank you indeed for tuning in, guys, and for all of your incredible support. But until next time, as always, Vishka, El Barça.